Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly commodities update video. This is where we do analysis on natural gas, oil, US dollar, gold, and silver. We're looking at their support and resistance levels, as well as price action to give us a better understanding of where price may head to for later next week. And if you guys are looking for the stock market update video where I did the S&P 500 QQ, as well as the Mag 7s with dark pool datas and sentiment datas, as well as news, check out the video from yesterday. And let's get started with natural gas. All right, so natural gas here. Bears are currently winning here, and we're still ping pong between 3.6 and this $3 mark. Clear resistance here that we can get over, right? Prior prior resistance becoming support, and now prices underneath it is acting as resistance. So can the bulls hold here? Is essentially the question. Is $3 mark right here? We're right on the pivots, right? This September 23rd pivot at 3.06 is about to break, right? If bears crack that, we're gonna be looking at this 2.98. It's a lot from this August low. If that August low cracks, all we have is this tiny little support left at this 2.93, right? So yeah, not a lot of supports for bulls left essentially around these lows. Best case, if those levels break, we get kind of like a bear break, blacking follow through, and you don't see more selling, and we come back. That would be like the best case of all these breaks for bulls. It'll stop a lot of people out, and then maybe it'll reverse. Obviously, best case for bears, it just goes straight, break all these pivots. If it breaks all three of these pivots, I'm just looking back. The only support down here, it's just this maroon line, which was the multi-year resistance I broke out from. Reject, perfect rejection, another perfect rejection, another perfect rejection, another perfect rejection. Finally broke out, 60% move because it was a multi-year pattern that broke out. That's why the move is so big. The longer the pattern, the larger the move usually is. So if it comes back down, it'll probably come down to 2.67 for it to test that line. But bears still need to break these levels first, right? These pivots that I just talked about. And for bulls, ideally you want to bounce pretty much right here to negate this September pivot being broken. If you do bounce from right here, then this blue uptrending line will also become valid. Currently it's not. There's only 2 touches. I won't count this as a touch yet because we haven't bounced on it and react on it yet. This could just flush through it. But currently bears are definitely winning because they do have a small daily downtrend confirming here. Right, top of the move, bounce. This is a lower high, and we broke the prior pivot, so it's a lower low. So we got some follow through right after this pivot being broken. So when we do bounce, the first resistance is going to be at 3.3, around this 3.3 level. If we reject from this 3.3 to 3.4 area, it's going to shape up potentially like a head and shoulders look, right? So be eye watching that as well. If we can crack above 3.3, 3.4, we're going to go back up to test this 3.6 mark. All right, let's look at oil. You guys want to learn more about tech analysis, check out the Patreon link from 101. So just book that 15-minute free call with me. We talk more about what you want to learn. And let's continue with oil. And feel free to support the channel. Like, share, and subscribe is always appreciated. All right, so because of the tariff news, obviously on Friday, that we got this exacerbated drop. It's getting a little bit oversold as well, and the news is kind of reverted already. So I wouldn't be surprised if we bounce back pretty much most of this drop back to 61 area. If we do get a weak bounce, come back up to 60.5 and reject, make a lower low, then that's going to be not great for the because we're going to come back down to test. Essentially, we're now back into this structure. So $60.50 is the gateway to this structure. We did crack it up, but it was because of the news. So it is not as valid. So probably his chance. But if we back test and reject, then that means we are now in this structure below us, this gate. But if we do bounce back, V shape above 60.5. We're probably just gonna ping pong between $65 and this 60.5 mark is my guess. But yeah, we're definitely due for a short-term bounce here. A little bit oversold. But yeah, if the news didn't revert, I would say it was going to be a weak bounce and then it might make a lower low. But since the news revert, we're probably going to get some kind of a V shape back to 61.6 area. All right, so the US dollar. US dollar is finally broke out of this green line, right? So reject, 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 reject. Another rejection in September, and we broke out. Yeah. So let's see if bulls can continue. Right, the price action is a lot stronger after we confirmed a uptrend. So initial move, higher low being set, higher high, uptrend confirmed. And ever since that, you can see the price bulls are holding these levels, meaning it's a small pullback, and then we boom broke out again. So clear uptrend now on a daily uptrend for the bulls. So let's see if they continue. But we're going to reverse this too as well, right? The Friday news is reversed, so this is probably going to reverse as well. Especially when you have these lower lows. Every time we make a new low, no follow through, right? This low and this low is pretty much the same. Just poke down a little bit, no follow through. And then a new low here, not much follow through. And a new low here, prior low, not much follow through. So when these happens, it just means that bears are exhausted down here. So it does totally make sense if we get that reversal move. I wouldn't be surprised if we come back end of the year when we're trading around 101, around these levels, because 101 is pretty much the gateway back to this prior structure, right? It's a low of all these supports here. So definitely back testing is a very probable scenario. All right, so look at gold and silver. So gold here got that big flush on Thursday. Obviously held a lot better because of the flight to safety asset on Friday. But we're getting kind of that peak volume coming in, right? You can see increasing bull volume, bull volume, bull volume, and then we got that huge sell on Thursday. We'll zoom out to the weekly charts. It's also starting to feel like a climax volume here as well. When we get these climax volume, is likely starting to signal end of the move. Obviously, if this, this coming week, the volume goes like this, and it's probably going to be, signaling end of the move. But we're getting there, right? Just zoom back. Historically, we don't get that much higher, right? It's pretty much the climax, almost exactly the same volume. After we zoom back here is different, right? When it's trading, the lower it's trading, the higher the volume can be. But at $4,000 mark, right, with this much volume, is a lot different than trading at 2,000, right? The dollar amount would be the same if you double this volume. Sorry, if you doubled this volume by 2,000 and 4,000, then the amount would be the same. So yeah, so we're getting to that climax area, and as well as there's this dark pool coming in on Monday at the GDXU, which is miners, gold miners. Gold miners trades a little bit different than gold, but it's just signaling there are people taking profits essentially for gold. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone's really going long here after such a move like this, right? I mean, you do, right? It's in logically, anybody look at this chart, it's like who no one's gonna go long here. So either this is gonna be take profit or a sell. If it's take profit, gold can still go higher, and it won't really matter. It's because it's just take profit, right? You get a really nice gain, you take profit. That's cool. But if it's a sell, then it usually won't go much higher than here. That dark pool came in on Monday, so gold was around this price. Um, yeah, you can overshoot it definitely. It is not like just because dark pool come in, it's gonna be the top. But if we combine it with other things, right? Climaxing volume, um, being a little bit extended, right? This could still go higher. Just weekly, it's only weekly overbought. This could definitely grind higher to the 80s, uh, which it did on 82 before the Thursday sell off. But yeah, but this could just sell off a little bit and then cool off. Go next thing you know, go higher. But that being said, monthly and weekly consolidation is due. Um, Monthly, not so much. Right, weekly a little bit more. You can pull back a little bit for a few weeks, and next thing you know, it's a weekly bull flag, and we're just going back up again. So let's see if the weekly bull flag comes back to 3812, and that would just be a 6-7% pullback. It's not that big of a deal, and we let the indicators catch up, right? EMAs catch up, and things cool off a little bit. RSIs get a nice weekly bull flag here. Next thing you know, we're probably back up higher. So, but for now, we are seeing a tiny bit of cracks, but bulls are still okay at the moment, right? If you look at silver, silver has been weaker than gold the last couple of days, especially this week. It's been trading sideways while gold made new highs when it's going up. So we start to see like alts, as in silver and palladium, all the other names start to slow down a little bit. Gold may start to form a little potential temporary top just for now. Right, $4,000 is also a psychological level. So, and if silver pulls back, we were definitely looking for a monthly higher low. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. So very due for pullback for silver, even more than gold. Pull back all the way to here, this 38.2% mark. It's going to be a monthly bull flag. And that will be a 16% pullback, right? Still pretty big. And it will also be back testing this blue line, which is prior resistance. Rejection, 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 rejection. Bull break. So if it back tests here, it's still I know it will look ugly, like it's like a big pullback, but it's this monthly bull flag. It's still a healthy pullback. And then we back test maybe something like this. Slow grind back down, monthly consolidation. Back test here, boom, next thing you know, we hit all-time highs. So take it one step at a time. Right now, it's no huge red flags at the moment for gold at all. Right, we're still in a beautiful uptrend. Everything's still in uptrend. Just that things are getting. There's a couple signs that it may potentially top out here. So just be cautious if you're a bull. I wouldn't be blindly shorting it either. So because it's still no cracks for me at the moment. All right, that's it all for you guys. If you would like, share, subscribe, and support the channel. And if you were to book that 15-minute free call, if you guys want to learn more about technical analysis. And I'll see you guys next week for more commodities stock market update. And feel free to comment if you guys have any questions. And have a great rest of you guys' weekend. Take care.